All right,
Okay,
awesome. Let's
Professor.
get started. So thank you, ladies, for jumping on tonight. Just a few quick announcements, as there really wasn't much at all. If you were able to jump on the National Wake Up Call this morning, just a few things that they once again did the Mardi Gras Summit special. So they're just really trying to emphasize the importance of being a part of Summit and making this event part of your business investment. So only 170 bucks compared to the normal 270 or 295. So what is that? I don't know. 295 minus 170. It's like literally still almost half off. But that's only to the end of the month, which is the end of this week on the 29th. So I would encourage you guys to take advantage of that. I'm still like super like panic mode right now because I've never been like Jordan has his ticket and he's never not been with me. And yeah, and that's my birthday. And our kids, we're trying to figure out. I'm like, that's on my vision board right now. Like, I have to find a way to afford 6 people to go. Like, that's really hard and it gives me anxiety, but I can't be away. Like, I know I have to go, but I don't want to be without my babies, like, with it only being a couple of months. And it's my birthday. I want them there, but I don't know. I'm really having anxiety. But we're going to make it work somehow, reason way or another. So take advantage of that if you haven't. Again, just leading up to the 2 next big things right now. I'm so excited. One reason I'm so tired this afternoon is I've been working so hard on the brand new 10-round sneak peek group. And so what this is, I just literally finished it 5 minutes before this call. And it's for you guys to all take advantage of. It's just an info group so that we're not word vomiting on every single person that's interested in this group. So you literally add them in here. It's set up as units. It's 5 simple units. They check the box that they've read and done it. And then on the 9th, I think, is when the free sample workout will come out. So I'll add that in. Like literally everything is there, and it ends with how they get started, new customers. And I'll be glad to add you guys too, just so that, and I can even add you as admin so that I love all the kids. So cute. So just let me know if y'all want to be a part of that group, because, and then if I add you as an admin, you can like add your people. And I also added as the question just to make sure who invited you here. And also I did a multiple choice one, like, are you a current coach? Are you a customer? Are you a customer on our team? Are you with a different team? Maybe you're a customer who don't have a coach, or you're not any of the above? So I think it'll really help streamline and keep us organized and make our life easier with all these new people coming in as we ramp up for that program launch. And he's doing the training tomorrow in the Beachbody Champions page. So if you can't listen in live, go back and watch that recording. I think it's so crucial for us, whether we're doing the program or not, which I hope most of us are, to learn about this program and know these important key launch dates, and know that Coach Early Access, they're going to do the 2-week thing. So that'll be on the 16th of March. So what is that, like 3 weeks away now? And then on 4/6 is when the full access will launch to everyone. But again, check that training out tomorrow whenever you get a free moment or two to take notes and really learn about all the ins and outs of this program. And let me know if you want in the info group. Following Joel's tour, he's streaming all over US, Canada. So I think it'd be really cool for us to start sharing bits of that in our stories as well as we ramp up to that. Don't lose focus on what we have right here, right now, as we are in our last week of February and just going balls to the wall and hitting our big goals and continuing to push even if we have hit our goals. Huge shout out to Monica, who's on here. She's at SD12. I'm at 8. Donna's at 6, Jenna and Felicia are at 2, Lashara is at 4. So all these people on the board and just so close, or either at Success Club, and it's just amazing to see. And just remember that the individual prize this month is a 10 rounds prep tank or t-shirt. You take your pick. So you change 3 lives, you get that free wear and share to then share in your stories as we're ramping up for this program. Also, I don't know if you saw Alana's new book, which I think is really cool. You can drop it. You can pre-order that now on Amazon. I don't know, I haven't gotten it yet. I do want to, but they say it like goes in direct relation with 2B mindset, which I think is really cool. It's like PD and helping us with our business all in the same time. So just taking advantage of those. And one final thing I wanted to tell y'all about, that I got a call today. I've been using TeamZ for my business for a long time, 2 years, I don't know. And it's always been, I've always told new coaches who aren't making a lot of money yet, or they're just scared to make an additional investment, because I pay $30 a month, but then I'm like, It's not even one full challenge pack. And it really helps. Like, I love putting pen to paper, but like if I just relied on this, I know, like, I'm squirrel scatterbrained, like so many conversations would fall through the crack. But I say all that to say this, that he said today that anybody who signs up by 3/31, so that's actually by, the end of next month, that you can get monthly for $19.95 for life. So I was excited because I'm like, oh my God, that's $120 I'm saving a year that he now offered to us, but it's new people too, because it's like 4 years that they've been helping Beachbody coaches. So just want to drop that in there if you're looking for other ways to streamline. And if you've never tried it out, there is a free 30-day trial, just to kind of say, not saying that you have to do that. There is Streak and all these other ways. Heck, you might be way more organized than me, and pen to paper work. So that's awesome. If that's the case, do your thing. But I'm all over the place. So I just wanted to make sure that y'all did know about that. Okay, so enough rambling on about all that stuff. I'm so excited for Monica to lead this call tonight. She's killing it, and y'all may have seen in the little comments back and forth in the page, but Monica was like, she was not going to do Team Cup. She was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And she was like, we're trying to get more teams together. She's like, I can't do it. It's just a sign that I'm like, no. It's not your sign. It's a sign that you got to fight for it. It's because nobody else is stepping up. Like, you have to do it.
Yeah.
So, but the best part is, she went off and found her own daggum team. So she's on a random team with 4 other coaches she's probably never met in her life. And she's rocking it out. And I'm just like, holy crap. Like, day one, I was like, you got to share what you're doing. Like, something went off, but yeah.
Okay. So, I guess I thought maybe I should just kind of start with a little bit of background, just because I don't really know Felicia and Jenna. Okay, I am just as shocked as anybody about what has happened this month. I just became a Beachbody coach back in September of last year, so I figured like about 5 months, heading into February, right? So heading into the Team Cup Challenge, I hadn't hit Success Club yet, but I knew that was one of my goals. So I'd seen on the National Wake Up Call, and when I'd be going into my coach office, and then Christy, you were posting about Team Cup Challenge and how it was such a great way to like jumpstart your business. So initially I was asked, Christy, you did ask me if I wanted to be on a team for Team Cup, and I was like, nope. Because I was just like, I can't be on a team. I can't like let them down, right? Like I didn't feel like I could put that pressure on myself, because up until this point, I hadn't achieved Success Club, right? So like, I know even as I'm hearing myself saying that, like that was a lot of negative self-talk. I know it was just that I just wasn't feeling confident in myself or my abilities. And that's just the truth as to where I was at, right? But then, of course, I started seeing more being posted about Team Cup. And then, Christy, I think you had put that message out, and you're like, okay, we got 2 teams now, right? And I'm like, oh man, I'm like, they've already made like 2 teams out of like our GemFit group. And I'm thinking, shoot, I'm going to miss out on this. And then, of course, when I saw that if you were on Team Cup, at least you were getting the promo codes, I thought, okay, if for no other reason, I'm like, I've got to get myself on a team so I at least get these promo codes, right? Because I'm like, maybe they'll help me. So then it was like, oh my God, now I got to find a team. And that wasn't going very well. But I was like, that's how I am though. I'm like, okay, I was like, once I decided I needed to be on a team and I was going to do this, it was like, this is like, come hell or high water, we're going to make this happen, right? So I ended up reaching out to this lady that I connected with from the Beachbody On Demand page. And she's the one that like got me dancing and doing like Shaun T's workouts. Anyways, Fizz. So that's how her and I connected. And just as a total aside, I'm like, she had been asked by her coach if she wanted to do Team Cup, and she had said no. So when I reached out to her, she's like, okay, oh my God, like this is a sign, right? And then we put this team together. So yes, I'm on this team with like these 3 4 women that I don't even know, right? But I was like, okay, well, this was meant to be. So we all like came together, right? So anyways, I'm like, okay, now I'm on a team. And then I'm like, well, you just got what you wanted. So I'm like, now you better make something happen, right? So, you know, I was so worried about putting pressure on myself. And now I'm thinking, oh man, like now there's pressure, right? So I think a lot of it was mindset, because I'd wanted to hit Success Club previously, but being on Team Cup, like, and being on a team, like, really kicked up my determination that I was gonna do this. I needed to prove to myself that I can do this and I have something to offer and I can help people, right? So I thought, okay, Monica, like, you need to start believing in yourself, right? So February 1st was a Saturday, and I don't know how you guys think, but because I thought, like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to start like day one strong. But I'm like, but February 1st is a Saturday. And I'm like, most people, I don't know, social media isn't a big thing on the weekend, right? People are living their own lives, doing their own thing. And then I thought about that, and like, I was like, they don't want me in their inbox on a Saturday or a Sunday saying, hey, are you ready to get started with Beachbody? And then I was like, heck no. I'm like, that's silly. I'm like, day one. I'm like, you committed to this. You said you were going to do this. So like, let's just do it. Right. So I'm like, okay, Saturday, like, here we go. So I hadn't had much, okay, I've had zero success with my cold market inviting. I don't know how you guys are doing with that, but like, zero success here. So, but in the 5 months that I've been coaching, I've been having conversations in interactions with other people. So I was like, okay, well, they weren't interested then. Maybe they're going to be interested now. So I decided, I'm like, if they never told me outright no, I'm like, I'm going to go back to these people and try again. So, you know, it was people that had just said, it's not the right time. Like, someone had had a death in the family, somebody was moving. I had talked to like a single mom, and it was Christmas, and she's like, I got my 2 babies, like, I can't afford it. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, again, these people didn't outright tell me no. So I'm like, I'm just gonna like message them again, right? So I took out my cell phone and I made a list of everyone that I wanted to connect with again. And I had 19 people. So I was like, okay, 19 people. And I knew that we had like some really great incentives to offer, because I knew it was going to have the promo codes, and the fact that they were doing like the free box of pumpkin spice Shakeology. So, you know, I thought, like, I'm like that. I like getting free product. I like, you know, discounts. So of course I'm going to try and like use that too, right? To help get people, especially people that, like, for financial reasons hadn't wanted to like sign up in the past. So anyways, Christy, I think in one of your things you had said like February is the month of love or whatever. So I wrote what I thought was kind of this cute little thing, you know, and I'm like, I wanted to reach out, you know, February is the month of love. And I was like, my company is spreading that love around in like the form of huge savings on challenge packs. And I was kind of like, okay, are you ready to show yourself some love, right? And these people said yes. And I was like, holy smokes, like the mom that like couldn't afford it at Christmas, the single mom with the 2 kids, like, she messaged me back, like, I think within, like, no joke, like a minute, and she's like, yes, I'm in. And I was like, holy smokes, like, I didn't see that coming at all. And when she hadn't, something was going on, and when I tried to do the share cart with her, like, she was messaging me saying, I haven't gotten your email yet, like, I'm waiting for that. And I was like, okay, like, wow, like, just people like really interested, right? So that's really what it was, like, just going back to people and saying, I know the last time that we talked, it wasn't a good time. Like, I kind of would say, you know, whatever it was that was happening in their life, you know, like, I hope that settled down, or like something, right? Like, I genuinely cared about what was happening with these people, and just saying, you know, like, maybe now's the time, right? And, you know, we cannot, like I said, there's the free product we've got going on. Plus, Donna and I were also starting the Lift 4 Challenge group again. So, you know, being able to say, you know, if you wanted to get started and be in an accountability group for the Lift 4 program, and people were interested. I had 2 people who were on my team, so like they're like, I guess, customers of mine, who were adamant, like, I mean adamant, that they did not want product. Like they told me straight out, like they wanted to be Beachbody members, but they were not interested in Shakeology or anything like that. So interestingly enough, though, I would see them randomly place orders for Shakeology, like on their own. So I thought, okay, well, these people must, like, they've tried it on their own. They must like occasionally like it. So I thought, well, and I had one person who had messaged me and said, she's actually a diabetic. She wasn't on my team, and she had told me how Shaco was like the one thing that's really good for her, and that doesn't cause her to have, like, I guess, the ups and downs with, because I think you said one time, Christy, because it's so low on the glycemic index or whatever. But she didn't want to pay the price. So she had said to me, if you ever see promos for Shakeology, let me know. And I said, yeah, like, I'll keep you in mind. I said, you know how great it is. So it's not really often that you see like a discount on it or something, but I was like, okay. So the girl who did not want any product, but was on my team, and I saw was getting Shakeology on the side herself sometimes, I messaged her and I said, oh, I said, like, just hear me out. I said, you would not believe like the deal that they're having this month, right? I was like, you get your 1 month of the Shakeology. They're throwing in the free box of the pumpkin spice. And I think she did might have been the completion for the bar blend program. And I think she liked the idea that she was getting the 60 affirmation cards, right? So she was like, okay, she was in. And then the other girl who wasn't even a part of my team, the girl that liked it because it was good for her being diabetic, she was like all over it as soon as I was like, and like when I said to her, like, this is the price, like she couldn't believe it. She was like, wow, like for the 30-day supply plus the extra box. She was like, yeah. So she was another one that signed up, right? So, I mean, it's awesome. It's a little bit disheartening because the one girl has already gone in and canceled the Shakeology subscription. I guess she decided that it was, I don't know. She didn't want to she didn't even want to do where she could defer it 30 days. So she literally did it just to get this Shakeology for the price that she could get it, right? But I'm like, I can't worry about that. I'm like, she knows how good the product is, and I have a feeling like I'll see her getting it again in the future. And then so there was this girl that I would see watching my stories, and this is what fear does. So I know it's silly, but she runs in a circle with a bunch of women who intimidate me because I always say, like, in another life, I look like them. Like, it's always hair, makeup, dressed really nice, like, just, I'm like not who I am at all, but they intimidate me, right? And I reached out to one of them because she actually used to be my hairstylist. And she had said, no, she goes to a gym, she does her own thing, she wasn't interested. So then I was seeing this friend of hers watching my stories, and I was like, I can't invite her because I'm like, she's going to go back and she's going to tell the other one, and then they're going to sit around and they're going to talk about me. And I couldn't. I know, all in my head, right? So I see this girl, Angela, who'd been watching my stories. She starts following me on Instagram. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do what I've been taught, right? So I sent her this Instagram message and I say, hey, Angela, like, thanks for the follow. It's so awesome when we women, like, we support one another. And she messages me back and says, oh, I'm so glad we've connected. I've been meaning to touch base with you. she's actually my vegan girl. She was the one that said, you know, I work with a trainer, but he thinks the only way that I can get protein is through meat products, and I'm vegan, and like, what are your thoughts? And I thought, wow, I'm like, she wanted to connect with me, right? And meanwhile, all this time I've been like, I can't like reach out to this girl. So anyways, got myself some information about like the vegan meal plans and whatnot. I think she must know somebody though, because then it was good though. She came back to me with a lot of questions. She's like, is this going to put me on, like, she knew all about auto ship and being able to push Shakeology out by 30 days. And then she said, you know, she's like, I really don't want that. So I just said, oh gosh, I said, don't let that stop you though from getting access to like hundreds of workout programs and like the vegan recipes and the meal plan and everything, right? She surprised me. Like, I sent her the shopping cart, gave her the promo code. I didn't think she was gonna follow through. And then she messaged me like the next day, Monica. She messaged me like the next day and she's like, okay, Monica, I'm signed up. And I was like, okay, awesome, right? I'm like, here's someone that I've been so afraid to reach out to because of what I thought, you know, her and her circle of friends would be saying about me and whatever. And she's now like my customer, right? So I'm like, that's awesome. And the other thing I did, okay, Christy, I still haven't figured out how to do a newsletter, but I was like, I'm sending out an email to every person that's like on my team, like my customers, right? So I put together an email because I still do have some girls who they're just in it for the programs, and that's awesome, but they don't use any of the products. So I was like, well, I'm going to put together an email. And basically it just was like, if you do this is what's going on, this, you know, just like you do in your newsletter. But it was basically like, if you get a Shakeology like completion pack or a challenge pack, this is what we're offering this month. You know, I have discount codes to offer. And that's how another one of my girls that she actually she came to me from a different coach. That's why she took advantage of it. When she messaged me, she said, honestly, she said, you offering me a promo code was the reason that I'm doing this. And she was like, thanks so much, right? And then she's one of those people that sends me a message and tells me that she's loving herself more every day, and she's so happy that we've connected. And so yeah, and that's kind of how it's gone this month, right? So yeah, I don't know what else to.
I love that. So if anybody else wants to add questions, please jump in here. And I took a few notes, and I wanted to share a few things off of that. So I know up front you talked about you're not having success with your cold market right now.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. That's because those people you invite right now that are cold market, those are the people that are going to sign next month and the next month and the next month. Those are those seeds you planted. Just like you said, the people that signed now are the ones you reached out to in December that said,
yes.
So it's like that power of the follow-up and the ripple effect. So those, they're just maybe no, not right now.
Yep, absolutely. And I think too, like so Jocelyn, who signed up with me, because I was really having trouble with who to invite as well too, right? There's like that sheet that says when you're supposed to be trying to think of like everybody that you know or whatever.
Memory jogger.
Yeah. Anyways, one of the dental hygienists at our dentist office, I'm like, okay, I'm adding her on Facebook. I'm like, whatever. And again, I was so afraid, thinking like, she's going to think like, I don't know, like I'd seen her in Walmart, I see her at the dentist office, whatever. Anyways, she's one of the people that, right? It's that whole, like, people that you think and that you're afraid to reach out to. Yeah, those people end up like, I've been surprised, right? Because yeah. And then it's like, what was I know, right? It's just getting out of your own head too. But I mean, those are my issues. I mean, maybe other people don't have those issues, but for me, you know, like what people are saying about me and that really like weighs on my mind. So but yeah, and that's just it. Like people that I talked to like months ago, right? Those are now the people that this month said, okay, now the time is right, you know? Or, you know, like you see them, they sit and they watch and they watch and they watch, but they don't do anything. But then, like I said, like that mom with, you know, the single mom, I didn't, and I felt kind of bad reaching back out to her because I thought, oh my God, I know she's a single mom. Like she probably doesn't have like the money for this. And she was all over it. She was like, yeah, like sign me up. Right. So you just never know. Right. I think that's the thing too. You, unless you invite, unless you follow up, you really don't know. And we shouldn't assume that we know what somebody's going to say either, because we really don't. And then some of the people that I thought, sure, they're going to be all over this, they're like, no, they don't want anything to do with it, right? So, yeah.
It's true. You never know. So that's why we say don't discount anybody.
Yep.
Question for you about like the single mom who you know up front, like finances or what's holding her back. Have you ever mentioned the coaching opportunity to her?
No, I haven't. I was afraid even to tell her, like you're on auto ship now for the Shakeology, and I'm kind of waiting to see what she's gonna do with that, right? But she's so, you know what? I can't assume anything. She might be interested. You never know. But no, I haven't thought about that.
I mean, that's like, again, you never know. So yeah, don't make that decision for her. But think about it like this way. And I want to ask you right now, knowing that you are at SC12 and that you've earned probably your biggest paychecks that you've ever earned as a coach, like how's that extra money impacted your family? Like what could an extra $200 do for her and her kids? You know, and sharing that with her and how you were stuck in a limited belief mindset, but like, you know?
Yes, yeah. So, okay, I haven't gotten to asking people to coach yet. Maybe that'll be the next step.
Yeah, I'm serious. And that's what's going to really change your business too.
Yes, exactly. So, you know, it's hard because I'm like, oh, this month has been so great. You know how we talk about like the highs and the lows, right? But I'm so, again, I've got to talk positively to myself. But I'm so worried that like going into next month, it's going to be like, but then what if I can't even get 3 people to sign, right? It's just, I know it's possible, right? It's just right people, right time, you know, keep planting seeds, right? Because like I said, every one of these people is someone that I had connected with in some way in the past few months, right? But I really think too, like it was interesting. Were you on the call this morning? Were you listening to Micah, right? Mm-hmm. How she was saying how, you know, like if you see a Facebook invite and it's like, hey, we're having a party, like you're invited, that's different than if that person actually contacts you personally and says, I'm having a party, I'd like you to come. And that's why I thought it was so important as well to send out that email to everybody. So like, I don't know if you guys do that or if you think that's beneficial, but I was like, they can go, like, I don't know, they might see promos and things that we have going on the Beachbody website, but maybe not either, right? So I thought if I send it directly to you and tell you what I have, and then that's why, like I said, my one girl ended up doing it because I was like, hey, I have like this discount code that you can have, right? And I mean, for us, $12 here in Canada, but I mean, that was the difference of her like getting the Shakeology completion pack, right? And if I wouldn't have like sent her that email and told her about that, she wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to choose to receive the email. So a lot of people don't get them.
Right.
And,
yeah.
So a few things, talking about the newsletter and the email, yes, I definitely believe in email marketing. And I think it makes our life easier too. Like you were able to reach more people with just that one message. So my question to you is, are you doing yours through your personal email or using it through your back office? How are you?
I do it through my personal email.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you can do either or. And also, I don't know if y'all know this too, but you can run reports in your back office to like then upload your customer list to like a free, I don't know if you use like MailChimp for like a free email system, email marketing system. But there are free options to do that and upload your contacts, and then you could even separate them: coaches, customers, prospects, people that have expressed interest. So that's what I plan to do, like with the upcoming 10 rounds. Anybody, I'm going to keep them in their own list, so I can give them updated emails as well.
Yes. Yeah.
And I know we've only got like 6 minutes left. So, and I love that you mentioned too, this is why I think, I know we have the big ongoing group on our self-love club, but I've also loved like Bar Blend. So, or whatever, like you said, you and Donna just did a lift group. So having those set deadlines, I do think makes a difference, because you're creating that sense of urgency and like, okay, and having official start and stop open enrollment phases. Even though, I mean, we all know you're going to be inviting behind the scenes all the time, and but the open public CTAs, and be like, look, this is it, we're wrapping up, we're starting this day. I think y'all did very well with that, so I love that you shared that. The share cart, one thing I was going to share, and some of you may do it too, but you said that one of your girls was like, I didn't get your link.
Yeah, she didn't get it.
So, and see, I've had people do that in the past, so I always click that copy to clipboard and I send them that link too, because yeah, it can get lost who knows where if you just so I know it's like double duplicating, but I tell them, and you mentioned that you don't mention automatic HD, first of all, which they get it, but they get that if they take the time to read. It's all set up right there. But then I do send my new people, when they enroll and they're getting started email, I do let them know, just because I don't want anybody to be like blindsided or sideswiped, to let them know, hey, you did sign up for this, but if it's a problem, you can easily go here to cancel or change your shipment date or whatever.
Oh, that's good. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Yeah, I don't have it in my welcome email, but that would be good, because what I ended up doing, because same thing, right? People don't read. And I think I shouldn't have to do this for you, but then I don't want them to be blindsided, right? So that's what I did, right? So then I messaged each of them and I'm like, hey, did you see, like you're on auto ship, right? And then they're all like, oh, I didn't see that. Like, I can't have that, right? And I'm like, oh my goodness, right? But okay.
Yeah. If I haven't, I need to check the files to see if I've shared my email. If not, for my new coaches or customers getting started, what I share with them. But yeah, like, because I would way rather somebody cancel than be like, oh, I didn't know, and then turn around and cancel and then take that money back out of my paycheck. Like,
yes,
go ahead and cancel. Do us both a favor.
yeah, exactly.
So, so one other question I had, and I don't know if you'll have time with only 3 minutes left, but that girl, the single mom, and you said right away, she said yes, and she was ready. Where did you take that from there? Did you already know her goals from previous conversations? Were you pretty much, like, how did that conversation?
Yeah, because I had, well, like I had connected with her, like, let's say even a couple of years ago about fitness, probably more because she was seeing me like doing my running and stuff when I wasn't even a part of Beachbody. And then back before Christmas, I had talked to her, and basically she had said, I need it all. She's like, I need it all. I would love to, but she's just like, right, Christmas, single mom, I can't. I had even said to her at that time, I said, why don't you try like the 14-day like trial for free? And she just ghosted me, right? Then there was nothing. So I thought, okay, I said, I'm not going to push this, right? But then, like I said, I was just like, okay, I'm like, she didn't outright tell me no. So I put her on my list of people, and
so did you, like, when you went to get her signed up and decided a package for her, did you use graphics, videos? Did you just base it off her goals and then recommend a specific package?
She wanted to do like lift. So we did it because she had some weights at home, right? She didn't really say too much about nutrition. She wanted something, like the 4 days a week type deal, right? With the flexibility in her schedule. So that's why Lift 4 worked for her, right? So You know, and like she's really liking Shakeology. She said, you know, she's a single mom. She's like, she said she really notices a difference in the morning when it comes to her energy level if she doesn't have it, you know. So I said, that's awesome. Like, she's already seeing the benefits of it. You know, I've been touching base with her. She's liking the workouts. So I mean, it's been good.
Great.
Yeah.
Now Monica's going to talk to her about becoming a coach, because she's fallen in
Right.
love and knowing that money's a rejection. Well, here you go, sister. Keep falling in love and spreading that love even more.
That's right. That's right.
So we only got a minute left. So just tell us real quick, like, from that very limited, skeptical, fear-based mindset, and now where you are now, just 3 weeks later, you've already changed 6 lives this month. Like, how has that changed you, like, mentally, like, emotionally?
It's a really good feeling. Like, yeah, when someone messages you and says, I'm speaking, thank you, and says, like, I'm loving myself more every day, right? Or I'm so happy that, like, you reached out to me and that we connected, right? Yeah, it feels good, right? I don't know if I ever really, like, I know, like, you hear it, like, we're changing lives, but I don't know, I think maybe until I, like, really got to see it, like, personally, how it impacts people. And then I think just having more confidence in myself, because it's like, yeah, like, we have something really good to offer people, right? And it changes lives, and you just gotta, you know, stand behind it, and it works. Yeah.
It does. We're about to get cut off, but
okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for leading, Monica. Thank y'all for jumping on, and I'll try to upload the recording. So thank y'all. Have a good night.
Okay, good night.
Bye.